Ladies and gentlemen, something interesting is happening between Fred Matiangi, Rigathi Gachagua, and Martha Karua. And as you always know, in politics there is nothing that happens just for mere coincidence. As we're speaking today, these three principles are in the United States of America. Martha Karua and Rigathi walitangulia huko, and then Fred Matiangi followed later. And they have been conducting meetings in various states. But in this analysis, we want to look into the implication of Fred Matiangi not to have announced his political vehicle or party as we speak to today, and why it's even more complicated in terms of the party he might announce. But if you're watching for the first time, always remember to subscribe, like this video, and always comment in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Matiangi has been a lot or highly associated with the Jubilee Party. Jubilee Party is that party that that ran the government during Uhuru Kenyatta, and of course, some people have been also associating with the UPA party that's from it's majorly from the Kisii region. But when Matiangi was doing an interview, he said that he's in consultation, and when the right time comes, he's going to announce one of these parties as his political vehicle. Now, should that party be Jubilee? Kama hiyo party itakuwa ni Jubilee Party of President that President Uhuru Kenyatta used in his administration, then it will have very bigger implications in the Mount Kenya region. Remember that Rigathi Gachagua amelaunch party yake inaitwa DCP in the Mount Kenya region, and he is trying to consolidate the votes of the Mount Kenya region behind DCP party, so that come 2027 DCP itapata wabunge, itapata MCA, itapata senators, and it will even get governors, and even it will also try to frontline Gachagua as a presidential candidate. Now, the entry of Fred Matiangi with Jubilee, in case he picks it as his vehicle, complicates things for Rigathi Gachagua, because as much as Jubilee is a national known party, its major influence is from the Mount Kenya region. If Jubilee is going to front Fred Matiangi, that's also in the presidential candidate to Wetu, then expect that the greatest support of Fred Matiangi and the Jubilee party will also come from the Mount Kenya region. And this one now is going to bring a competition between the Jubilee party and the DCP party of Rigathi Gachagua. And that's why Matiangi has been strategically calculating before he announces that vehicle that he will use to run for the 2027 presidency, consideration that he needs Rigathi Gachagua as well, in case he needs to win that presidency, because you need Rigathi Gachagua because he will also have as a good support from the Mount Kenya region. But if Matiangi is going for the Jubilee party, do you think that Rigathi Gachagua DCP party can support Fred Matiangi under the Jubilee ticket? Now that they will be fighting for seats, that one now will put Jubilee party will be very strong in the Mount Kenya region. It will gain grounds in the Mount Kenya region. It will ask now, Jubilee party will have to counter the DCP party. Wakati kuna mjumbe wa DCP, hapo kuna mjumbe wa Jubilee. Where there is a governor of Jubilee, there is a governor of DCP. Where there is a senator of DCP, there will be a senator of Jubilee in the Mount Kenya region, which will highly counter the party of Rigathi Gachagua. And that's why it's in good interest of Rigathi Gachagua that Matiangi doesn't come out with the Jubilee party. But we have seen Jeremiah Kioni, the party secretary of Jubilee, saying that Matiangi is their presidential candidate. And remember that Matiangi worked very well with Uhuru Kenyatta. Maybe even Uhuru Kenyatta is pushing it, saying that come under the Jubilee party because Uhuru Kenyatta is the head of Jubilee party. And if Matiangi is given that ticket, then there is a higher chance that there will be a fallout between Jubilee party and DCP. How will the two go to campaign in the Mount Kenya region? How will the Rigathi Gachagua Matiangi go to campaign for votes in the Mount Kenya region? Because Matiangi will be campaigning for Jubilee Party. Rigathi Gachagua will be campaigning for positions in the DCP party. So that's how complicated it is. And I sense or I believe that the three are meeting in the United States to deliberate and come in an agreement on this matter. Because if Rigathi Gachagua has to support Fred Matiangi for presidency, then Fred Matiangi also has to sacrifice the Jubilee ticket and also pick and decide to pick a ticket from a ticket that will not influence the other positions in the Mount Kenya region. Maybe akuje na UPA also, although picking UPA now will pinpoint Matiangi to be seen as somebody who has also gone tribal, because UPA is highly associated with the Kisii region. But there are a lot of political parties in Kenya. Should they cut deal that now I'm going to support you for presidency, then Matiangi will drop that bid for the Jubilee Party. But if they don't cut that deal, then Matiangi will eventually go or announce Jubilee Party as his party for running for presidency in 2027. Ladies and gentlemen, you can tell you what you think and what do you think is the best choice for Fred Matiangi. If he goes for Jubilee Party, he's bringing a conflict of interest with Rigathi Gachagua, who he needs to win presidency. And in that regard, Rigathi Gachagua may bend towards Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka for presidency, because he'll try to counter the Matiangi presidency by bending towards the Kalonzo Musyoka presidency in case the strategy or the numbers or the winning formula doesn't favor him. But if Rigathi Gachagua calculates his numbers and sees that he entirely needs DCP party to be the party of the Mount Kenya region, and if he sees that Matiangi going for Jubilee will highly counter the DCP party, then he'll have also to fold his bid and bend towards Fred Matiangi in interest that Fred Matiangi doesn't choose the Jubilee party for the 2027 presidency. And that's how complicated it is for announcing that political vehicle that Matiangi will use for the 2027 presidency, or we will go to negotiation table with. Another thing that is in discussion is that what formula are they going to use to announce or to choose the presidency, or to choose the flag bearer. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be doing that in the next video. So if you're following me, subscribe to this channel, like this video, so that in the next video you are always notified of that. I'll be doing that video, what formula is intended to use, what is being proposed, and what's likely to pick or to give them an upper hand. Stay safe whenever you are and be well. Thank you very much for watching.